What's up, everybody? Let me get the intro out of here. And we're here today, guys, for another episode of the SouthSide Boys. And the White Sox still suck. So, let's not waste no time. Let's get Deech and Justin in here and let's talk about it all. So, what's up, Deech? How you doing?
How's it going, Tino? Got to see a win this past week. And
That's right. You won Saturday. There you go. And then
the Gavin Bonds Grand Slam, which was my brother's first Grand Slam ever in person to witness. So that was a little achievement to mark off of the box there. And then we got on the field. We did the whole season ticket holder parade, got to meet Liam Hendricks, and then yelled at Nick Nastrini, to which he didn't know where it came from and was looking back. But it was a little fun to get a few pictures on the field, and then I got my season ticket holder hat. So overall, this team sucks. We know that. So enjoy the little things in life, I guess.
there you go. And you know what's going to be so funny? Watch you win every single game after you went with me, and it's going to be me because I still have not won a game in I don't know how long. So let's get Justin in here, and let's get talking about the past week. So what's up, Justin? How we doing,
fellas?
How we doing here today?
Good. Thursday, getting to the weekend again. So
another
always in good spirits when we hop on this call.
This
I have one day left in the work week.
These weeks just keep going by, man. It's just
it's crazy. It's
crazy. I mean, we're already almost into July. July 4th parties, all that. It's crazy. Football's beginning soon. Madden cover got released this past week. Christian McCaffrey on the cover of that. Can't wait for that.
A month till NCAA football comes back and ruins my summer.
College football game. I can't wait for that. I'm excited for that. So there's a lot, but as Deech just said, this team sucks, and there's really not too much to really, get excited for because I feel like this past week has just been a repeat cycle of every single game. Red Sox series, they had chances, they just didn't do it. As Deech said, Gavin Bombs with the Grand Slam. Thank goodness they won that game. I was waiting for it. I was like, you're up by so much, just please don't. But they did split, right? Did they lose 3 out of 4?
No, they split. They won Friday and Saturday.
That's right. It was Friday and Saturday. That's right. They won 2 in a row. We were feeling good after this episode. That's right. So they split on against Boston. And then I don't know what it is, but I think it is the Gordon Beckham effect. Because every time Gordon Beckham is in that gosh darn broadcasting booth, the White Sox don't play baseball at all. They play like how they did when he was on the team. So they go to Seattle, and they've had the opportunity to win 3 games in a row. And we had a walk-off Grand Slam on Monday. We got our asses. We lost by a run on Tuesday, and then they got walked off again on the 10th on Sunday or yesterday. And then they play tonight at 8:40. So we will go over the lineup and everything else like that. But the White Sox are doing literally. I feel like these last 3 games have literally been the exact same game. They get the lead. The bullpen comes in 6th, 7th inning, and they blow it, and they can't do anything else. So. Justin, I'll start with you. Have you watched any of the games the past week? And have you? What did you think about it? Because I do want to talk about the guys that we have seen that have been good. Drew Thorpe made his major league debut. Jonathan Cannon came back up, has done pretty good. So, Justin, what's your overall thoughts about this past week and just everything that's been going on with this team?
Yeah, I'll start by saying I would kill for them to play how they played during the Gordon Beckham years because that was at least, they were at least going to win 70 games. But no, I watched obviously I watched Thorpe the other night. Wanted to make sure that was on. Now it was on TV too. It wasn't, but I was watching when he was out there because I wanted to see that and figured it would come up on the podcast. I watched Friday when they broke the losing streak, a little bit on Sunday when they lost to Boston. So more than the average week. I've turned it on last night too when I came into my room, just in time for I don't even fucking remember if that was last night or 2 nights ago. Whenever, because 2 nights ago was Thorpe. Whatever night they collapsed.
All 3 nights.
Yeah. I guess that was probably Monday. Then watched Thorpe Tuesday. Then didn't watch last night, but I obviously the Robert Homer, but I was like, they're still going to lose.
It's so predictable. It's so irritating.
They're frustrating for sure. that much more you can say than that. It's just like what's going to happen, so it's like you can only get so mad in like the day to day. Like the losses don't really bother me anymore. The individual each day, I'm just kind of over that.
Yeah. That I can you give me some of that, because I'm that guy that gets upset every single day because I don't know.
There's a great Stanley Cup final game on the other night. You guys are texting about the White Sox. I would just advise that you just take some of the other entertainment that sports can provide you, because that's not gonna piss you off as much, I promise.
That's very true, and it's funny because people in my chat, they're like, "Why aren't you watching the NBA Finals? Why are you watching?"
Well, the NBA Finals have stunk. Last night was all right. Was a good fourth quarter, I guess.
So it's just you're absolutely right. Yeah, I need to start checking out more of entertaining games that my teams aren't playing in that I don't need to get upset about, because
that or buy MLB TV and go find your bandwagon team for the playoffs.
There you go.
Just start watching them. And
I feel like everybody has that. Like, I'll never be a bandwagon. I'll never jump on the bandwagon, but I always find the team in the playoffs that I'm like, okay, this is my team I got to root for. And
the Phillies, man, I've plugged it on here before. Bryce Harper, the Phillies.
Oh, man.
That's what's going on.
Why you got to say Bryce Harper? That gives me anxiety. I still remember that day when Bryce Harper, Manny Machado were going to do whatever, and they both picked different teams. So, Deech, how you feeling about this past week? What'd you think about Drew Thorpe's? I know you talk a lot to Elijah, the prospect guru and all of that. So what did you think about just everything that we saw in these, like Jonathan Cannon last night, Eric Fetty rise in this trade stock? What'd you think about this past week?
I mean, the starting pitching overall has been relatively – even Chris Flexen is putting together quality starts a majority of the time he goes out there.
That's true.
Thorpe, his changeup is nasty. Anyone who just knows anything about baseball or pitching, he was fooling batters with his changeup, which is promising to see. Jonathan Cannon, I struggle whether I prefer him or Nastri. I think who has a higher ceiling, although Cannon can throw 5 pitches, which I think will work very well with Katz and Bannister. Someone I saw last night was like he is very Eric Fetty-like, where he doesn't just throw a straight fastball. I think he has a cutter and maybe a sinker as well. So, and he went 7 innings. People were like, oh, he gave up a home run. It's like 7 innings and 1 walk and 1 run is pretty fucking good. I don't recall.
Ask for much more. What else do you?
That's a great. Yeah, if there are actually people bitching about that, they're insane.
The bullpen should be able to get 6 outs, and I think that's the biggest problem. Is the way this bullpen has been. It boggles my mind why we keep bringing in the moron Justin Anderson. Listen, Justin Anderson might be a great guy. He might be a cool person, but you cannot pitch. And if I have to see like these guys, like I don't know what it is, but the decisions that he makes absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah, so he doesn't have a lot of options at his disposal, though, because even the good guys like Kopech aren't good.
Well, and that's the thing, because that was going to be my next thing, is that it's just like then he does bring in guys like that, and Kopech gives up the home run, and we have the lead, and it was like as soon as they gave up the home run on, I think it was Monday, we were up like 4-0, and when they gave up the home run, I'm like, well, we're going to lose somehow. And it's like you give that team the momentum, and they just take advantage of it every which way. And then the White Sox, how many times do these guys have to get guys on third or second base and not be able to score? Like, it's not that complicated to hit a fly ball. It's not that hard. Just like the Red Sox series. We should have had, and it should have been tied on Sunday, and they probably would have won. Also, if I think it was Nicky, whoever made that dumbass error, and it's like these stupid plays and these stupid things that they continue to do just to sabotage themselves, and I just don't know. So, DJ, I'll ask you this and everything. What do you think? I don't even know. What do you think that is the solution for this? Because it can't last the rest of the season, can it?
Well, I'll start this off by saying I did refrain from posting a Steven Wilson alert last night when he came into pitch. It was, of course, his first outing after being on the IL is, hey, go in the 10th inning and prevent them from scoring because we couldn't fucking get the runner from second base in in the top of the 10th. So you have to
got him to third, but you can't get him home.
So I did refrain from doing that. I had it queued up where if he did do well, I was going to tweet it out, but I did not because I didn't want to hear the backlash from that. So there is no solution, honestly, at this point. I as much of an optimist or whatever, also Montgomery, I think Josh Nelson was highlighting, is not like doing overly. He's not really excelling at the AAA level. He's actually struggling quite a bit. Do you bring him up or do you not? I really don't even know at this point. I mean, every bit of content where it's positive is like the Kannapolis Cannonballers or Birmingham Barons winning. It's like ultimately I'm a White Sox fan, so as cool as that is, like I could really give two shits, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not to say I don't appreciate some of the prospects you have coming up, but I mean, this whole like, there's too many arguments going on about how Rick Hahn did it wrong, but Chris GETZ is going to do it right this time, where it's just like
when they're taking the same process.
Well, I mean, let's go back to, I think it was AJ was talking to Chris GETZ on the podcast. I mean, this was early on in the season and flat out said, how is that any different than what Rick Hahn said? And Chris GETZ froze and couldn't respond essentially and just tiptoed around. And so, I mean, it really is starting to get to the point of like, what exactly are you trying to feed us that I'm just supposed to sit here and think is like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I really don't know. I mean, Paul DeYoung props again, just keeps hitting the ball out of the ballpark. He clearly wants the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Everybody, I mean, look at Kevin Pillar's numbers, man. He's been 437. Kevin Pillar said, Chicago, you suck. And it's just so sad.
There's going to be a lot of that where these players are going to go to other teams. I mean, when you have people who are also putting together good numbers around you, that generally does kind of become almost like toxic, where other people start picking up on it. We did get rid of, we DFA'd Tim Hill the other day, and Pedro was touting.
Oh my! Did you read that whole thing?
Yeah, Pedro was praising Justin Anderson, so I don't know what you're complaining about. Pedro loves
him. I can't with that man. He comes into positions that we're leading, and he's not there for that position. Like, I get the bullpen is not great. The bullpen doesn't have guys. But, like, you're in the major leagues. You should be able to get outs and get people out, especially when these teams aren't hitting the ball. And then every time you face these teams, they come out of nowhere, just like the Cubs. I said it before we started recording. The Cubs beat our butt for 2 days and did the walk-off and all their BS. And they still have the worst record in baseball. It's like the teams just show how good they are, but it also is just showing how bad the White Sox really are. Like you also said, DFA, they sent Duke Ellis's ass down. Listen, Duke Ellis is great at stealing bases, but if I had to watch him miss a fly ball in left field again, I was going to go to Chicago myself and play left field myself. I could play left field better. I'd rather have Eloy out there. At least Eloy would catch the ball before he ran into it. So,
Taylor Roach had that bunt hit the other night. That was nice.
Yes, that was.
Bases loaded, no one out. They got one run from fucking Maldonado.
Mauled out of everybody. I said it too, and I was like, watch, the one run they're going to get is from Maldonado, and of course Maldonado gets the one run. And
when you watch enough of it, it becomes pretty predictable.
It's so
and it's like one hit, and it's going to be to avoid a complete disaster.
And that's the thing. It's like how see if Seattle gets bases loaded, they're getting a double and they're running around the bases. The White Sox like forget how to hit the ball. It's like, well, we don't know. Let's just strike out and let's get back to the. It's like have a little plate discipline. Take a walk. Maybe get a run in. Wild pitch, and it's just like so frustrating and so aggravating.
I will just say, I mean, in regards to like Duke Ellis or Colas coming up and all this shit.
Oh, Colas, man, I want to
really buy into this whole Project Blow Me Ham or whatever the fuck they want to call it anymore.
Yeah, what was the name you came up with? Hashtag what? Prospect what?
Oh, prospect humping. And I mean,
it's prospect humping. There we go.
preach that they're building this winning culture down there, and then the guys you do bring up just make like idiotic mistakes in the field where you're just like, I mean, even everyone was defending Ellis getting picked off against the Cubs. It's like, why were you like jumping up and down asking for Nary?
Yeah, no. Especially when you are I was either tying or the winning run or whatever. You stay at the base. You make sure, because then what happened after he got thrown out? The guy got a base hit, and that would have just scored the goddamn run. So it's just like, and it's like, that's the thing. Like Ozzy, I think it was Ozzy or Chuck asked Frank during one of the post game show. He said, "Which way would you rather lose? 1-run game or get your ass kicked?" I'm sorry, but I'd rather get my ass kicked, because these 1-run games are annoying. And I know Ozzy loves his 1-run games, but Chuck is guys, the White Sox are killing Chuck Garfien slowly. The guy was crawling on the post game show on Tuesday. I mean, come on. I mean, listen, like, that's the thing. And like, I don't think people understand it. It's like, they have to go out there and do that. Like, how hard do you think their jobs are that they got to sit there and talk about this BS every single day? Just like us, they would make our jobs so much easier if they could just play normal baseball. Because like, even like the Athletics and the teams that are bad, they have like almost 30 wins. And the White Sox may not get 30 wins till the end of July. So that's sad. So yeah, I don't know. But Deech, what do you got next? Is there anything John? What do we think about Mr. John? Do we think that he's been getting better? Did you hear his Hawk Harrelson impression?
I didn't give a shit about that. I couldn't believe that so many people were mad. Like, the only thing for me that's been truly bad with him was the shit with Tommy Pham in Milwaukee. Some of the rest of it, like, yeah, like, I mean, maybe don't come into a new city and pick up beef with like the local radio guys right away. Like, I understand that. He's done some questionable stuff. I don't understand it all. Who gives a shit what he says after a home run? Like,
yeah,
Benetti had some terrible home run calls.
Terrible.
I don't understand. People are just want to dog on him for anything because they're pathetic losers. That's truly how I feel about it.
He said they're pathetic losers.
It's just getting to the point where people are just pissed off because we've had to pretty much have 3 years of borderline wanting to drink bleach watching this team. So, I mean, it just gets to the point where they're just trying to find things.
As this man takes a drink of water.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think's in his yellow?
So,
that's not
water.
I mean, all these people who think Steve Stone's just going to stay around forever, they're clearly grooming Gordon Beckham to take over.
Oh, yeah, this is what last
no
way he's
listen, I love Gordon Beckham, and Gordon Beckham had a couple good moments, walk-offs and whatever, but please, I'm sorry, I cannot. I would rather listen to it on mute. My ears bleed.
I don't
think Beckham's that bad. I don't mind Beckham. I mean, he's not polished at all, but he's gotten a little bit better.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I need to give him more time.
He does have
he's got a lot of time. If you don't like him,
I don't know. Maybe I'm too much of maybe I'm too judgmental to other broadcasters.
Yeah, I think you better get used to it because I'm pretty sure Steve Stone's probably done after this year, maybe one more year after that. But with this whole new change, I mean, I think Gordon Beckham is like pretty much slotted in there at this point. I don't see them going external. And I mean, if you want to go bitch about it, email Jerbear 2005. Fuck you.
Don't worry. That's what I'm gonna email Jay. I'm like, listen, give me the job. Shit.
No, it should be Hawk and AJ.
That would be fantastic. Oh my goodness, that would be great.
AJ Bridges could spoke up or whatever he made reference to how he's
no, he doesn't work for the organization anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right. He keeps saying it, and it's just like, we know. Okay, so I guess there's really not too much to talk about. This team sucks. It is what it is. So let's get to and let's preview this upcoming week because the Chicago White Sox still got baseball to play, and these night games continue as we don't have a day game until Sunday at 3:00, and we go and play the Arizona Diamondbacks. We're going to see the NL champions themselves, the Arizona D-backs. My friend, the Golden Sponge, is in Arizona, of course. I wish he would have taken me with him, and then I could have went to the Diamondback Stadium. Before we get talking about the Diamondbacks and the Astros, have you guys ever been to the Diamondback Stadium?
I have once. It's not that. I mean, it's cool because it was the first at least indoor one that I had been to, which is different, and it's got like a nice big concourse like the Cell has, and it's cool. They got the pool out in center, but like aesthetically, it's not like a cool stadium to look at. There's nothing like scenic about it or anything like that. It's most stadium rankings you see has it in like the bottom tier, which is fair.
Oh, okay. I just always like to ask because I've never, like I said, I've only been to ever the Cubs and Sox. So,
with the pool, Justin?
Yes, yeah. Like there's cool shit. I mean, it's fine. It's just not like some of the higher tier ones, like
the Rays. You can pet stingrays.
But
so I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. Who knows? There's not too many people in Tampa Bay that so. But we go and face the Diamondbacks. 2 night games, 1 day game, and on Friday we got Chris Flexen taking on Ryan Nelson. He's 3-5 with a 5.96 ERA. Saturday it is nobody we don't know, I guess. So Saturday and Sunday, I'm assuming, or maybe a bullpen day for both teams. I don't know. Drew Thorpe making his second start on Sunday, though. We're going to see him again. Taking on Jordan Montgomery. He is 4-4 with the 6.58 ERA.
Yeah, he's been bad.
That's crazy. So, Diamondbacks, they are, what is their record right now? That's not that. I don't want to see the Tigers. The Diamondbacks are 32 and 36. So they are 4 games under 500, but shit, I'd take that record all day long. So, Justin, I'll start with you. Do we win any games this weekend?
Oh, were you saying something, Deech?
Yeah, no, both Montgomery and Snell have come out and said, oh, maybe spring training is important now, which I just find comical, where it's like, no shit, your agent fucked you. But
I mean, Montgomery fired him. I don't know if Snell did, but Montgomery did.
I saw, yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that the baseball's been around for as long as it has and that they do fucking spring training. It's not – this offseason is ridiculous with some of this shit.
Well, that's what pisses me off about Clevenger. It's like, if you knew you were going to fucking sign him, why the fuck didn't you do it before the season? Why did we play this game where now he's hurt because essentially –
I mean, bringing him in was a panic move. I don't think they knew they were going to sign him. I think GETZ thought the team would be not this bad. And it was clear out of the gate that they were. And then he said, well, we got to do something to try and right the ship. But it's the irony is that starting pitching is like the least of their concerns. You know what I mean?
They got so many.
That's like him and Pham were moves like that, where it's like, yeah, they clearly could have signed both of them in the offseason. He didn't think he was going to need to. But to get to this weekend, I mean, they'll probably get swept, right? Is there reason to think otherwise?
No.
Arizona, look at this. This is our get right series. So
it's everybody's get right series.
I know, but this is specifically though. This is a team defending NL champs, postseason aspirations coming into this season. We're 2.5 months in thereabouts, and they're still kind of treading water a little below 500. They see this as all right. We kick their asses this weekend, 3 free wins, and then we go, and then we're building momentum with that. So this one's particularly dangerous. I'll take the D-backs in a 3-game sweep. Though I will not be tuned in on Saturday, but I will be interested very much to see more of this Drew Thorpe kid because I really liked watching him pitch the other night.
The question was his mustache better than Dylan Cease's though?
Yeah, we'll say yeah. Why not? I mean, there's only one that I have to defend right now, so.
I mean, but hey, listen, I mean, you're absolutely right though. Every team, and it's funny, the Yankees and I think the Phillies, after they faced us, they won 17 out of 19, and the Phillies won 19 of 21. I was like, there you go. So, Deech, what do you think about this D-back series, and how are you feeling about this? We faced the D-backs last year, right? Yeah,
we play every team every year now. They came here. They came here like late in the season when it was
shit.
Yeah, it was like September, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And I were at the one game, and literally Eloy homered, like he had like a 3-run home run in the first inning, and then they just got fucking demolished the rest
Yeah,
of
but that's right. That's right. I
That's
remember.
the specific game I was thinking of, and I remember that you were there. Yeah.
That's right. Oh my goodness.
where it was
So
just, and I knew when he homered, it was like, this is it for the game. They've kept,
so
Yeah, they scored their runs, and now they're just going to try to hold on, and they won't.
and they still do that. They do that. They scored 5 runs on. I think that's where they got, or scored 4 runs in that one inning, and that was it.
to be
Like,
fair,
well,
Seattle's pitching is really what's made them the first place team in
phenomenal.
their offense. I was telling Tino earlier the other day when I was looking, they're scoring 3.82 runs a game. We're scoring 3.02 runs a game. And I mean, this was 2 or 3 days ago, but I mean, still, it's clearly all carried by the pitching. If you're not scoring over 4 runs a game, I mean,
And you're 16-6 in 1-run games too. That helps. I mean,
Who's
we
that?
all
Who are you talking about?
Seattle.
Please
Yes,
don't.
yeah.
So, I mean, their pitching's clearly carrying them. So, I mean, you can't even that's where it's hard. I mean, you could sit and say Drew Thorpe or Jonathan Cannon had a great outing. I mean, is this the best offense to base it off of? I mean, Drew Thorpe, you were just like, hey, this is your first major league start. So, I mean, at least they didn't pick like the Dodgers or something. I think they come into town 2 weeks from now or whatever. I mean, that would not have been the time to be like, hey, go try and pitch against an all-star lineup here. Let's see how you do. I mean,
They shouldn't even bother playing those games.
yeah.
Should we just give them free wins? Should we just skip the weekend?
game?
As well.
I mean, it does. I don't know why, but the days the Sox don't play is so much easier. It's so sad. So, Deets, do you think
You don't know why? You don't see the correlation?
Yeah, I know why. Listen.
They're gonna get swept probably. I mean, I'm as optimistic or positive as you can be. I mean, at this point, you're kind of I'm on Justin's train of like, if it's gonna be bad, make it fucking historically bad. So like the national
So funny.
Yes.
people are covering it to fucking put pressure on Barry Reinsdorf to, I mean, buck up a little bit here.
I mean,
And I don't try to think I'm like someone who's more elite than anyone else, but like when I get irritated about shit, it's kind of like, because I'm like spending my hard-earned money to fucking go watch this team
every year, every day, all the food, all the giveaway. You got a giveaway on right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The giveaway was nice. This is probably the best Hawaiian shirt they've had since like the Beggar's Pizza one that was in, I don't even know what year, but it was like a black and white Hawaiian shirt. This one, it's more of that sporty material, and I mean the print of it.
Yeah, no, it looks. I really like that.
Yeah, so maybe you can.
It matches your the hat that they gave you too.
Oh yeah, this is my elitist hat or whatever.
So funny. Well, I will be the optimistic one, and I will say that Drew Thorpe gets his first win because he was this close to getting it. And then the bullpen shit the bed. So I'll say Drew Thorpe wins and gets his first start. And it was funny. They were talking about it on the broadcast. They were like, oh, you know, when you get your first win, you get shower baths, you get this and that. And this is when we had the lead, and then the next inning they gave it up, and whatever.
Yeah, that's funny that Beckham was talking about that.
I was just like, I can't. So we got Monday off. Monday will be a good day. We'll be here for Monday Night Raw, guys. Actually, our last Monday Night Raw live here on and where we're at right now until July. So we play the Astros, the Houston Astros coming to town. We get to see our old buddy Jose Abreu, Jose Altuve, Yonder Alvarez, and all those bang bang trash can Astro fans. But Astros are 31-38. They ain't having that great of a season. So we'll have to see what happens. But as Justin said, it's the get right series for everybody. So let's go through the pitching matchups real quick, and then we'll talk about it. We got Ronald Blanco, 6-2 with a 2.67 ERA, taking on Jonathan Cannon. Well, Astros win that game. Wednesday, we got Framer Valdez taking on Garrett Crochet. I'm actually going to that game, so I'm kind of happy I get to see Garrett Crochet. Maybe I'll finally get a win, Deech, maybe. And if I don't, I think it's me. And then on Thursday, we got a 1 o'clock game.
That's 15-50.
Listen.
Your odds of finding a win is need a needle in a haystack.
Well, that's why it's Garrett.
I'm 1-0 is like a medical miracle.
I
just happened to pick one of the games that they've actually fucking won.
I have 4 wins this year, and I still have 15 fucking games.
Okay, but you've seen 4 of them. How many games have they won at home? Like that, have they won all 4 games at home? Because I feel like there's not many wins at home. So,
I mean, it's bad.
And then on Thursday there is nobody, but I feel like most likely it's going to be a Nick Nastrini or a bullpen day. Or well, no, Nick got sent down again, didn't he?
Yeah,
didn't he? That's right. Yeah, he did. So we'll see what happens with that. So,
Tommy Pham will be back tomorrow. So I mean, that means Colas or Loesch is getting sent down.
I'd send Colas down. I'd rather watch the Loesch. Shoot, he was taking the field with him yesterday. He said, "I'm taking that field with you," and he made that sliding catch. I don't know. Colas can't do anything right. He wants to be Yohan Moncada so bad. Speaking of that, Yohan Moncada will now not be back until apparently after the All-Star break. And Eloy is now starting a rehab assignment. So we could have Eloy back by next week.
For 3 games.
Yeah.
I mean, like what? I mean,
just pay him to fucking go away at this point.
I'm with you, Deech. It's so fucking frustrating because it comes up and you send another guy who would otherwise be at least getting more big league experience down for whatever, a week, not even. He's packing his bags and coming back to Chicago because he was hurt again.
Got you. He's gonna go right back. He's like this. He's like the Simpsons meme where like the grandpa comes in, he plays, and then
he's just sucking money out of us for no reason.
I mean, he's got a beautiful family. I'll say that. I mean, at least the kids get it.
No, he seems like a great dude. I would never say anything bad about him on a personal level, but
just can't play baseball.
Holy moly, he can't run the bases without getting hurt.
That's so bad. Every time Robert runs the bases, I'm waiting for John to be like, "Oh no!"
Yeah,
it's bad when you get anxiety from like Robert hitting one in the gap, and you're like, "Oh fuck, don't hurt yourself here."
that exact face is exactly what it is too. So, Deech, I'll start with you on this one. Astro series. We gonna take any wins? Garrett Crochet gonna get that win again because he has 6 out of our 17 wins.
Yeah, I don't know. Framber Valdez is pretty good, and we tend to not hit him very well. But, I mean, hopefully Crochet – I don't know. I don't know if I want Crochet to do bad just so we lose trade value so that gets stuck with him so he can man up and not fucking dick this rebuild, retool. We're just –
oh, my God. Can they just make a decision? Do you guys think they will make a decision on, like – because they still haven't said it. There's not a rebuild. It's not just they really haven't said anything of what it's going to be.
They watched Han say a bunch of stuff, so now if they just don't say anything, you can't get mad at them in their eyes.
That's true. I guess staying quiet is the best thing to do.
Yeah, just let Pedro go out there and talk for you.
My God, please don't. So, Justin, what do you think? Swapped again? Are we winning any games this weekend or this week?
We'll take 1 out of 3 against Houston.
Okay.
That's what I'll do. 1 out of 3.
I don't know if it'll be the Crochet game or what game it'll be, but I don't think they'll get swept at home by a team that's underperforming as bad as Houston is.
Yeah. I will say, I'll say it right now. Watch Jose Abreu be the reason why we lose 1 game, too. I can see
that. That's best case scenario.
He said that's the best case scenario.
Now, do this. Is Kyle Tucker coming up to free agency?
I don't think so. He's got to be at least a few years behind Bregman.
Okay. I did see Eric. He said he wanted Kyle Tucker for Drew Thorpe and he's trying to come up with crazy trades. But yeah, I don't know with Kyle Tucker. I forget because there's a lot of guys that the contracts are coming up too. I didn't realize how many of their like guys retired, like Michael Brantley. There was a couple other guys that like left, and I didn't realize like how much that core has really been broken up now.
It's really just Altuve and Bregman from like that, like the 17, the trash banging team, at least in the lineup.
Yeah,
Tucker wasn't on that team. Correa's been gone. Springer's gone.
Because Tucker came up in 18, right? 18, 19?
I think 19.
That's right.
Yeah,
that sounds about right. So
well, I mean, all these people are retiring because look at Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham had a good year last year. Was on I mean, they didn't win the World Series, but he still made it to the World Series, and then he wound up on the White Sox, the worst team in baseball.
man, I love Tommy Pham though. Tommy Pham has given some type of energy or excitement this season because there's been nothing. It's like this season has been so bad that it just like I don't even know.
I think everyone in the clubhouse is probably scared of Tommy Pham. To be completely honest with you.
That's fine. It should be.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, I'm a real ball player. Fuck all of you, like with this shit. I mean,
I'm kind of scared of Tommy Pham, to be honest. So, really not too much else to talk about, so I figured we're going to make this week a little short, and we're going to get to the chat now. We're only going to answer comments that actually make sense and not dumb ones like Jadis and all that. We're going to keep it all simple today. So if I do not answer your question, I'm sorry. Come back tomorrow and we'll answer your stupid questions while we watch Raw. So we got Daniel in the house. What's up, Daniel? Eric, I think we all gave our thoughts on Drew Thorpe. I will say Drew Thorpe looked really good. I was really impressed for everything that I saw. I mean, he did give up I think he only gave up one earned run. There was obviously an error in there, so it was 2 runs, but he looked good. It was exact, and it was funny because he had no composure. You couldn't tell if he was happy, if he was mad, what was going on, and that's good that you can keep that in your first start because I'm sure the butterflies with his family and everything else like that was going crazy. So
I don't know if it was Beckham or Schriffen who kept saying, they said multiple times he looked very stoic on the mound. That's good. I'm tired of cases pitching.
Yeah, God, the opposite of a Giolito Kopech variety. Where like they want you to know how upset they are if you're not pitching. Well, like obviously I know you're upset that you're getting shelled out there. You don't need to pout around on the mound for me to know that.
Exactly. Well, and I think that's the thing too with it, where it just like, you know, and it's funny, like during the Red Sox series, Deech talked about how he met Liam and Giolito, and they had a whole moment. They didn't even go to a commercial break. They were giving these guys like they brought a World Series. They listen. I know everything that happened with Liam Hendricks, and I'm so happy that everything is great and everything. But I sometimes feel like these video packages should be for guys that like have actually like I don't know. But
no, I'm with you. I have mixed feelings about it because you're right. There's so much more with Hendricks and like Gio through the no hitter. It's a really tough spot because it's like
and they didn't even use Benetti's call. Like why don't we use maybe whatever?
That's just I'm sure that there was no Benetti clips in that at all. Right?
I don't know if they're. I don't know. I still hear him on the post on like the podcast and everything. I don't know, but it just I don't know. I feel like those moments, like those calls, are the moments. Like I'm sorry, if like you take away one of Hawk Harrelson's calls and replaced it with like somebody else, like that's just not going to be the same. Like Jose Abreu's walk off against the Rays 2014 will always be like that call that just like I don't know. I still remember exactly where I was at with that. So.
See, but Jerry's petty, where Benetti's fucking thrown shade at the White Sox multiple times since leaving. Where
has he?
Like, fuck him.
Has he really? I didn't. Interesting. Okay.
I don't agree with fuck him. He got dicked around. I'm not like that someone's out there dogging the organization, but I'm not. I'm Deech, I'm more with you than I'm not in terms of like the other end of that being these ludicrous fanboys of his. I'll never understand that. He's a great play-by-play announcer. But it's not.
It was.
He wasn't generational. He's not Hog.
No. I mean, that's the thing. I am excited for college football. Justin and I were talking about. Deech, you play the college. I think I've asked you a few times. I forget. So.
Can't wait.
When is it? July 19th, right?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Okay. We got
Kinky,
whatever, Kinky, I don't know, whatever you want to call your name. Eric, no, we will not get Eric. See, no, we're not with your BS trades. See, no, I am getting mad. I'm frustrated. You should see me while I watch these BS games. Yes, I understand. I have better things to do, but I still find it's like an addiction. It's like I need to have the game on. I need to know. It's so bad that I don't want to look away. We got the beautiful bearded bastards in the house. What's up, George? Guys, we will also be on at 8 o'clock. We will be on the Real Fresh channel, so come and hang out. as Tino George and the Real Fresh guys talk everything wrestling and everything else. And I'm sure they're going to make fun of me because I still wear my White Sox hat. I've literally, the last 2 weeks, I've just gotten, you're still wearing that? Like, yup, still here. You should bring in, no. Tennessee's coach. What, college baseball, Tennessee? Do you know who is this guy? Who's Tony?
I know that they've been spectacular the last 3 seasons. Good before that too. I don't know nearly enough about how a college baseball coach would transition to an MLB manager. That's
oh my god. Yeah, let's not. That's gonna be the next great move for the Chicago White Sox. Yes. Okay, Chris. Chris. Everybody's better than the White Sox. We got Max in the house. He says Celtics in 4. Aren't the Celtics up 3-0 right now?
Before it started.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I wanted the Mavs to win, but
yeah, I did too.
Shit.
They just look simply overmatched. It's
yeah.
I mean, the Celtics didn't. They had a very easy run to a title. It is what it is. There's no they're going to finish with an absurd postseason record. That record does not reflect where this team ranks all time, but it is what it is. Fuck Jason Tatum.
I did see on Spit Chicklets they found the chick who flashed her tits.
The Oilers girl, yeah. She got to be there tonight. They got to turn the series around, man.
Yeah, bet.
Stanley Cup doesn't belong in fucking Miami.
Man, I just can't. But that's why there's other sports on, you know. That's why we have the other sports. So when the White Sox suck, we have other things to watch.
You could watch the Birmingham Barons, Tino. Yeah. I know that already.
Project Birmingham.
No.
Yeah. Let's just give me no.
Project Blomingham, Nikki D.
Man, I can't with the Lopez Nikki.
Adderall.
Okay, so this is an important question. I've asked you guys, and I keep getting questioned about it. They want us to watch one of these games. So,
God.
So instead of I was thinking, huh?
In its entirety.
Said in its entirety. So this would be a totally group decision for all of us if you guys would be interested. But people have continued to ask me, and maybe we do like a half a game, or instead of doing an episode, we do.
We'll talk offline. We can make this happen.
We'll figure it out, Eric. Because like I said, people keep asking and everything, and it's not just Eric. So, Eric, if they weren't if they were 31-33 or 34, whatever the hell the Astros are, I'd be like, let's go. Like it's 14 more wins, which is so bad that they can't even maybe it's us. Maybe it's when we started the podcast, maybe we cursed them because they haven't been very good in our stint of us doing this podcast.
I'd be down, but it would need to be cut it off when the bullpen takes over. I mean,
that's when it would get good though.
Yeah, I'd get really pissed probably. I mean
that's the entertainment value though. That's where all the followers come in. I mean, So
I should start wearing a little camera on my hat when I'm at games. When Gavin Sheets homered, I had an empty beer can in my hand. I was spitting my sunflower seeds into, and I shit you not, I stood up in my section, smashed that shit down, and was like, Gavin Sheets, and flung my arm.
This guy spiked it like he's Gronkowski in the Super Bowl.
Even my brother was just like, what the fuck? Come on. But I mean, you gotta enjoy the simple things there. I mean, Gavin Sheets, the dude's, although I saw the MLB reviewed some hit multiple days ago and deemed it as an error, so his batting average dropped 6 points or so. I mean, why are we even reviewing White Sox games at this point? Does it really matter?
That's fine. Then do we just not do any more SouthSide Boys episodes then?
Well, I'm just saying, how about review the call where they called Paul DeYoung out at second base last night, where he was blatantly safe. Pedro comes out and throws kind of a hissy fit, but I was kind of hoping he'd get ejected and kind of go all out.
Well, listen, that's why when I ask you if there's anything I missed, this is where you need to say, oh, remember? Because listen, I can't get everything, guy. I remember that, but I low-key thought that was 2 days ago. So, keep going.
Pedro Grafal, would you just start being an asshole to umpire?
I would. I would just go off. I'd throw my hat. I'd just start kicking the shit. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? He's suspended for a few days? Maybe we find out if he's the problem then.
you may get fined, but it was like released that Pedro's getting at least $3 million a year or something for his contract, where everyone's all focused on that. I mean, shit, if I'm making $3 million a year, I'll go out there a few times and be a complete jag-off to the umpire. I mean, what am I going to get fined, $150,000? Like, fuck that at this point. I mean, might as well go out with a bang and look like you're trying to defend your team instead of you're going out, quote, being you all played fucking flat and everyone completely ripping the shit out of you for it. So,
well, yeah, and that's a very good thing because I completely forgot about that. Because you're absolutely right, he was completely safe, and they and they said that he didn't get it, but I mean, they give him like 5, 6, 7 seconds, something like that. Like I don't understand. It's like every call goes the opposite way for the Sox. So I don't know. They also can't throw anybody out at no matter who it is. Martin Maldonado, listen, he could call a good game, whatever, but everything else has not been what it was supposed to be. So
I will say I'm not going to join the White Sox Twitter stupid shit of like going out of my way to vote for Martin Maldonado to be in the All-Star game. Why not? Well, I don't even know. I don't know.
I think that's kind of funny. I think
somehow
an All-Star starter.
What if he's the only White Sox representative in the All-Star?
He will be if they vote him in. They won't have to send anybody else then.
Wouldn't it be so? That would just be so. that would put like the icing on the cake for, oh my god, this season.
It's just hard to support of this. I mean, I don't know. I just associate that with like the stupid. I'm gonna put a GoFundMe for a fucking billboard that says sell the team.
You're gonna do that?
No, I'm not gonna fucking do
it. I thought that's what you were saying. I was like, wait, what? You're gonna go and
here? Some idiot was like, I'm gonna sit here and I put a GoFundMe for some billboard, and they like put it up or whatever, and it's just like, all right, are you accomplishing anything here?
Oh, are you talking about the one that's on the building over by the stadium?
No, this was like it was near the ballpark, but it was one
that's so funny.
Like sell the team Jerry with like the SouthSide S or whatever on it. So,
I mean, listen, if you got the money, you got the money. I mean, listen, if I had the money to do things, man, the things that I would have in my house, like, would be like I'd build a baseball field outside. Shoot. Let's be real here. So, Deech, is there anything else that I missed that we need to talk about here before I forget or before we say goodbye and everything else?
I mean, it's just don't trade our 2 best players. That would be Chris.
That would be fantastic.
Yes, if you're listening to this, don't fucking sit and just completely tear it down. No one wants. The average fan does not want that. I don't really care if someone calls me stupid or whatever. You're a fucking asshole for humping prospects. So
hashtag humping prospect humping, guys.
Yeah. So
there we go.
That's about it for me.
Justin, you got anything else or anything that I forgot that I missed that Deech forgot to tell me because Deech is a funny guy?
I'm thinking we got to everything you could possibly get to for a team with this record.
Well, let's hope they win a couple more games, and let's hope that there's better things to talk about next week. But we will not be seeing Deech here next week, as guys, at least I have something to tell you, and I think I've told them. But if you have not, here's the reminder for Deech and Justin. Next week, guys, will be our last live SouthSide Boys episode Thursday at 5 o'clock, as until July, after our break, we will be recording the episodes, and they will be coming out on Friday morning. So make sure you come and hang out with us as we talk White Sox baseball next week. And then after that, there will be a few pre-recorded episodes. So make sure you guys do that. And make sure that you guys also go follow all the social medias. Go and do all that good stuff, as you guys know. We'll be back here tomorrow on Tino's Time for Friday Night SmackDown. But as I said earlier, we'll be on the Real Fresh channel. I'll share it on the community page so you guys can come and hang out there. But Deech will not be here next week, so it's just going to be Justin and I. Maybe we'll find somebody to replace Deech for the week. But, guys, we'll see you back here next Thursday, and we'll see Deech back here in the next pre-recorded episode, the first recorded episode on Friday morning. So, guys, thank you all so much. Go do all that good stuff, and I'll see you all tomorrow back here on Tino's Time for Friday Night SmackDown.